And welcome back to the Morning Blend. Our next guest is a TV chef who is famous for his simple, innovative cuisine using fresh, seasonal ingredients. Nathan Lyon made it to the finals in the next Food Network star and has appeared on several TLC cooking shows too. And today Nathan's giving us a history lesson about food, and we're talking about a sweet potato puree too with maple syrup. Yum!
Absolutely, Molly. Right now is this sweet spot, I think, for everybody involved, not just chefs. You're right between Thanksgiving and New Year's and all the holiday parties that we're talking about. But after you're done feeding your belly, you got to feed your mind. And one thing that everyone seems to agree upon is great food programming. I'm super excited to share with you something called The History of Food. It is a 5-part docuseries that looks at the history, science, and cultural impact of food throughout time. And this arc, it's incredible. So you think about it, it wasn't really that long ago that we first started cooking with food. About 90% of our day was spent looking for food, and now you sit back and you think, gosh, we have this incredible abundance of food on our holiday tables. Don't you think? It's crazy.
Yeah, I totally think it's crazy. And I think you make such a great point. I mean, the popularity of cooking shows and chefs who have become huge celebrities is unprecedented. I mean, in history, that's part of our history too, is how popular, and people love to watch it just for entertainment.
Even when you're full. But one of the things that really surprised me about the history of food is how much I didn't know. Even as an Emmy-nominated television chef that's classically trained, when you travel around the world, like this series does, you start from Africa, you go to Australia, to Asia, the Americas, and you realize, wow, the spices in our pumpkin pie are part of the history of food. The spice trades, they don't come from the Americas. But then the other side of that coin, you go to Italy, which is known for pasta with red sauce and pizza with red sauce. Before the Europeans brought the tomato back to Italy from the Americas, they never even heard of a tomato. Before the Europeans brought a potato back from the Americas, Ireland had never even heard of a potato. Imagine no mashed potatoes for the holidays. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think it's crazy too.
I can't either.
You mentioned things that
but also when you... No, please, Molly.
You mentioned things that people may not know. What's something that actually surprised you, even as much as you know about food?
Well, there's something called the Doomsday Seed Vault. I didn't know that existed, and I learned that in the history of food. It's located 500 feet, drilled in the side of a mountain, located on an isolated island in the Arctic. And inside this vault are seeds, all the genetic material from around the world of the last 12,000 years of plants and agriculture. That really surprised me, and I was just stunned by all the different things that I've learned. For example, as a chef, I was surprised by how many different types of foods are fermented. So your holiday table, you have a cheese plate. Cheeses are fermented. You have pickles. You have sourdough bread. You also have salami. That's all fermented. And then you have, Molly, come on over here. Let me get you a drink. There's beer. There's wine. There's champagne. That's fermented. And then afterwards, I love chocolate. Don't mind if I do. Chocolate is also a product of fermentation, as is certain coffees. That is all part of the history of food, and it comes from all over the world. My girlfriend and I, we watched the first 3 episodes, got up, grabbed a bite to eat, sat back down, and watched the last 2 episodes. And it's just something you cannot stop watching.
And I know people care more than ever before about where food comes from. And I know you also close out the series with not just a history of food, but what's the future of food?
I would love to tell you what the future of food is, Molly, but if I told you, it's like telling you the ending to an amazing movie or a book. You're just going to have to watch it yourself. But in the spirit of giving, if you go to curiositystream.com and you sign up for a full year subscription, you do so before the end of the year, you get 40% off. That comes to $1 a month, or $12 for a whole year of what I consider to be the best programming on offer. But it's not just food. If you like history or technology or science or nature or lifestyle, that's all there with new shows coming out every single week. And that, like food, is the gift that keeps on giving. It's just delicious.
I love it, Nathan. Happy holidays to you. Thank you so much. And for the history of food and to sign up for the membership and get that deal you just mentioned, it's curiositystream.com.